Welcome back to Cooking with Pouncy. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. If it's your first time, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like what you see, guys, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And let me know what you think as well. Today, we're going to do some ribs. I'm going to get these ribs prepared for my smoker, which is going to be that process going on tomorrow. I've got 6 slabs. That's a lot of meat. I typically do that because my smoker is pretty large, and then I'll do the food saver bags with these ribs, and they're going to be just fine for months to come. So anyway, and I know lots of applications about ribs. Lots of people make ribs better than cooking with Pouncy, but bear with me, and we're going to cook some ribs with Pouncy. Not today. We're going to show you how to get them prepped. For those of you that's never done that process, we're going to be peeling the silver skin or membrane from the back of them, because you don't want to. Some people leave it on. I'm sure you got to take it off if you don't know how to do that. But I got 6 slabs. I'm looking here because they've already been washed, dried with paper towel, and we're going to flip them over. And I'm not going to season them today. I'll do that tomorrow. But I'm going to ice them down once I get this part of it done here, and I'll show you. Again, in a little bit, just bear with me. I'm going to drop the camera, so I'll show you what I'm doing with this process, okay? Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate that, guys. Appreciate it even more if you subscribe to my channel. See you in a bit. It's just a teaching moment for you, if you will, and I try to do that, incorporate into my videos. I've got cutting boards here of varying sizes, guys. I know we all have different sizes of cutting boards. For this application, we're going to be doing these ribs, and every one of these ribs is longer than these 2 cutting boards. I got a little one here, and I got a medium-sized one here, and I got the largest one I've got is this one here, okay? So, again, the ribs are longer than these here. You don't want to do that because you got the ribs hanging over. The blood's going to be dripping on your counter surface here, and you got to be very conscious of the cross-contamination aspect of this whole thing here, okay? So that's why I just wanted to show you that. So make sure you use a cutting board long enough to accommodate that slab of ribs that you're going to put on here, which is what I'm going to be doing in a second here now. Which one you use, I guess, but my knife I'm going to use is going to be to trim any excess fat or any meat that I don't want on these ribs, okay? These are called St. Louis style, and they're pretty square here. I'm going to square them even more so as I use my boning knife to do that, or my paring knife, and any excess here and here that you don't want. It's kind of rubbery anyway. We'll take some of that off as well, okay? So again, I'm going to square this off initially here. I'm looking at the camera, so you can see. I'm going to square this off, as in like that. Take this off because it's real tough and chewy. You don't need that anyway. Here's the last bone of the rib, and I'm going to go just to this side of that bone, and I'll just make my little slice, cut that off, okay? You can use it in beans and stuff if you want to do that, I guess. And then I'm going to slant my knife, slanting it forward here, and I'm going to just take some of this off. And at this point also, I'm going to take my glasses off, so I can see, and I'll continue this process. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just peeling some of this off and just kind of shaving it there, because I don't really need that, because it's going to be chewy anyway. And that's what we're going to do with each one of these, okay, as I do that. Each one of them are going to be like that. Then I'm going to start the process of doing my again, you can make beans, use that in beans and whatever else you want to use it in. So now that I've got that in squared off, it's squared off. Again, that's very chewy stuff anyway. And I don't want that anyway, okay? So let's take this off as well right here, because here's some other remnants of it right here. All right, so then we're going to turn it over. And again, guys, you've probably done this yourself already before anyway. So let's just do that, and I'm going to reach over here with my hand that is not touching meat and stuff, and get a knife, and every single one the same way. I'm just looking for an area to go under, and I think you can see that. I'm going to go under. For those of you who have never done this, you just take your time and just kind of go under. Your knife will get right underneath there. It's already there. I'm not trying to cut anything. I'm just trying to get an opening so I can get my finger in there. And then I'll be eventually grabbing a paper towel because it's very slippery. So let's just say put that down, all right? I'm going to grab a paper towel right here. I'm going to grab that paper towel, and again, here's my finger under here, and I'm just going to work my finger back and forth. So I got to do back and forth again. There's my finger. I hope you can see it. Yeah, you can. Again, all right, now I'm going to grab a paper towel. I have my hand here, and I'm going to grab the leading edge of it. Here it is again, guys. And then I'm just going to hang on to it real tight, and I'll start to peel that off. And you can see what happens when I do that. Should have done it the other way because I'm right-handed. But anyway, so it's starting to peel off, and that's what you want. You want to get that membrane or that silver skin peeled off. And here it goes. And it usually comes off in one piece. There it goes, and there's that flap of meat that I cut. It goes underneath there. You just keep hanging onto it like I'm doing here, and keep pulling, and it'll come right off, okay? So that snap there, that's not a big deal. All you got to do is reach back and grab that leading edge again. Grab yourself another paper towel. Guys, you must have done this before yourself already. Grab your paper towel and you continue that process until you get it off, and there it is. So that's how each one of them are going to look, and I'm going to take a little bit, because I can see right here, a piece that broke off right here. I'm going to take that right there and going to peel that off as well. And there it is. There it is. I think you can see that. There it is. And there's your meat right there. See, there's nothing covering that meat. That's not going to have your seasoning on that. So that's what you want to do, all right? So each one of them is going to be that way. I'm going to square this off even more because I know I've done this, and you guys have too. Cooking barbecue, cooking ribs. This is very chewy stuff. You don't want that. I don't want that on there. I just want to cut that off, square it off, if you will, again. Right at the tip of the bone. This is where it is. I'm going to flip it over here too. A lot of you guys might say, well, you're cutting all that good meat off. Well, I've been there with this stuff before, and sometimes, including the fat, renders off. Sometimes it just looks really good here. I'm going to trim just a little bit of this off, a little bit, not much, a little bit, not cutting into the meat. Just that excess fat, some of that will render off, some of it won't. So I'm going to just take the excess off. And again, I'm dressing them. Each one of them are going to look the same, pretty much, okay? All right, so there we go. You got that excess fat off of there, and I know that'll all render off, and that'll be just beautiful. This will render off as well. That's it for that squared off St. Louis cut, as you can see there. And here's my coarse ground black pepper, which is one of the spices I'm going to be using. I mentioned that to you. And some regular salt. You can, of course, use sea salt or kosher salt or whatever salt your choosing is. Along with this new rub new to me that I found at my local market. It's called Texas-style barbecue seasoning. So many different rubs on the market, guys, and a lot of them are very, very good. You got to test them out. Don't be afraid to experiment. I do that a lot, and I'm going to try this one tonight, okay? So I think I just rubbed a little olive oil on there, and about a teaspoon. Once again, here goes my coarse ground pepper. I've got the other 4 already done. They look pretty good. They don't look good enough to eat, but they look good in terms of the spices on them. And let's hope that new rub I've got lives up to its Texas barbecue name. So I'm again lightly salting it here on both sides. And I'm the same. This last one I'm salting is that thick one that was 4 pounds yesterday, and I told you, it had some extra weight on there that we don't even eat, so that's why it weighed 4 pounds. But anyway, so there you have it on that one. And we're going to come with our rub again. And again, I know nothing about this rub, but I'm taking a shot at it. I've done this many times, and I'm not overly seasoning it with it. How do I know that? I don't know. I'm taking a chance. That's what I do. I experiment a lot. Here we go with the last one, guys. Here we go with the last one. And I've made spices that look just like this. Of course, the ingredients are different. I'm sure you have too. Get the edges once again. And these are about ready to go on the smoker. That smoker's waiting for me too. I just got to put my wood chips in my pan. They're already in the pan. Excuse me. I just got to put them in the smoker. And I didn't do that in the heating up process, because that chamber will get full of smoke as soon as I insert those smoke tins underneath there. I got 2 different ones. So it all depends on how much smoke I need as to whether or not I'll even use them both throughout the cook process. So I'll probably only need about 2 hours worth of smoking from my chips. My chips not happen to be, I use hickory. You can use whatever kind you want. And there you have it. So there they are. And they do look good. Even that big chunky one there, all right? A little bit here because I scraped some of that off. Anyway, I don't know whether you can or not, that you can see these. And again, here I am slinging them around, guys, because I got to keep clicking here. I really do. 1 second. Pull them back so you can see them a little better, maybe. Hey, they're heavy. Okay. That's what they look like, guys. And they are going to be, yes, they're all seasoned. And I got a little olive oil on them, as you just saw as well. And I'm going to shut the camera off again, and I'm going to head out to my garage area, which is where my smoker is waiting for me. I can hear it calling me. The smoke has begun. It's been smoking now for about an hour and 45 minutes. Hour and a half, I should say. And it's looking good. It's still smoking, as you can see here. And those are those 6 slabs of ribs that we prepared yesterday. See my shadow in there, too. And again, it's looking really, really good. And we're going again for the 4.5 hour mark in the cooking. And again, the three of them, I will take out and I will wrap them in aluminum foil just for a what if you do and what if you don't process, okay? So we'll wrap 3 of them and real tightly in aluminum foil. I'll spritz them down with some diluted barbecue sauce, water, if you will. And just keep them nice and moist, and spray some on the rest of them that's on the grill as well. And I'm starting to ramble, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap 3 of them, and then 3 we're not going to wrap. We'll see the difference, and there is a difference slightly sometimes. Well, it depends on the thickness, in my opinion, of the rib itself. Anyway, looking good, guys, so I'll be back with you in a little while, and we'll continue on with this smoking process. Okay, guys, we're at the 2.5 hour cook smoke. And this is the first time I'm opening this chamber here, and that's one of the mistakes. People make, you want to open the door and look at them. This one has a glass. I can veer in there and see it just like that without opening the door. So this is essentially the first time I've opened this since 3:05 this afternoon, okay? So I'm going to open it as quickly as possible. I'm going to start putting my 3 on here, wrap them real tight. I'm going to spritz them a little bit, put some diluted barbecue sauce. It looks more like water, which is fine. I just want to wet them, okay? Then I'm going to put them back in there, and I'm not going to wrap the other 3 of them. So bear with me for just a little bit, and you'll see the last one getting wrapped and put back into the smoker. All right, guys, this is the last one. Or the third one. I'll have the 3. And just wrapping it. Foil could have been upside down the other way. I don't think it makes that much difference. Get it wrapped tightly here. A nice seal. And these are going to be the 3 that's going to be wrapped and cooked for another 2 hours. And then we're not going to do that to the other 3, okay? So here you go back in the smoker, get my 235 to 250 degree temperature. And the other ones are looking real good. And there you have it, guys. There you have it. 3 is wrapped, as you can see here maybe, and 3 are not. Anyway, we're going to leave these go again for another 2 hours, and they should be just really nice and limp and ready to eat. Very succulent. I'm going on and on, guys, but anyway, that's it. 2.5 hours from now, we'll be taking these off. All right, guys, it's about pool time here. We've got about 4 hours and 20 minutes. Pull the wrappers off because I know they're ready. Yes, this is perfecto, I believe. Get these out of here. And they're like bending in the middle, sticking to the rack. You know I got this under control, guys. You know I do. Got it under control, guys. I got it under control. I think I'll unwrap one of these to show you what it looks like here. I close the door to stay my heat and capture my heat in there. Let's unwrap one of these and check it out here, guys. I think we should do that, okay? This one temp is looking good. Oh goodness. Let me temp here and I'll tell you what it's like here. The sun is really bright here now because it's in the west there. You can't even see it. It's temping at about, can't even see it, guys, 75, 175. Anyway, I think it's perfect, so let's do that. Take this out, and it is looking good. Oh goodness, it's looking good. It's looking good. We're gonna get a lot of nice bend in there. I don't have another glove here, but as you can see, the bend, the flex is what I'm talking about here. And this is that big one, that 4-pounder that we had. Okay, see how that's bending? That's telling me that is just perfect. There's moisture in that pan as well. Let's just undo this one as well. And there's some moisture in there. I used my little spritzer thing. I finally got it working, actually. And these are just nice and moist. It's hot. Okay, so let's just do that. Pull them to the side there. Oh, they just smell so good. Now, we're going to take this one out. Let's take this one out. There it is, guys, the finished product. There it is. See that bend there? That means they're nice and tender. All right. All right, here we go again. Get this bad boy out of here. See all that juice in there? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm not going to discard that juice either. I'm going to preserve some of that, and I'm going to just use that to pour over my... Oh, they look good. They look good enough to just jump on them right now, guys, I'm telling you. So let's see if we can just grab the other one. That's in the foil. And let's just do another one. Let me get this one out of the way here. Let's just grab that last one. These look good. I better hurry up. You see the pullback I got going here now, guys? I want you to see that too. You see the pullback? Let's cut the pullback on that bone there. See that? That's beautiful. That is just beautiful. These are the same way down here, same way over here. All right, let's pull the other one. Because essentially all of them are done. Man, let's get this bad boy unwrapped. Guys, they smell so good. They sure do. And again, I'm going to cool these down all the way to coal. Oh my goodness, look at this here. This is good stuff, guys. My goodness, look at the pullback on that one. Let's just temp that one for the heck of it and see what's happening with that one. Yeah, let's see what the temp is on that one. Again, it's hard to see because the sun is coming out of the west and I got to try to shadow it so I can see it. That's 176, 77, 179. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Very, very tender. Very goodness. Very moist. I'm excited, guys. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited. Remember, we got 3 others in there that we did not wrap. And again, we have to show you the juice in there. The juice or the moisture that's in there. Okay. Look at that. My goodness. These babies are ready. Man, they look good. Just telling you right now, people, I told you this morning. Now here are the ones, the last 3 guys that we did not wrap. They got the same flex in them. There's going to be a difference in the texture, I'm sure, as well. I've done this before too. Perhaps you have not an appreciable difference, I don't think, though. But boy, do they look good. And one of the things you don't want to do, let me go ahead and turn my gas off because I'm done cooking. So let me go shut my tank off. You should do the same thing. Shut your tank off first. That way your gas will burn through your line. You don't have any air in the line once you try to relight your burner. Now I turn my burner off. I just heard it pop. And that's what you need to do as well. Turn your burner off first. And then that way there's no air in your line next time you try to start it. That regulator doesn't get screwed up. One of the other things, I might have mentioned it already, you don't want to start cutting on these things either, right? You want to let them rest just like you would a steak. Let them rest before you start cutting them because you want to retain maximum moisture here. And that's what you're going to get if you don't start cutting them. Now, one of the things I will do, as I just said, don't do what I just told you not to do. Let's just cut the end of one of them here, one of the ones that just came out a while ago. And let's get this one right here. Make sure you get the bone in the right direction here. Let's just cut this one right here. Look. That looks good, guys. Here's my nice smoke ring I wanted to show you. You see a nice pink smoke ring right there? And this is just really good. You don't want them to fall off the bone tender. My opinion, cooking with Pouncy, ribs are not supposed to fall off the bone. They can if you want them to. But that's the way it's supposed to look. It's supposed to have some pull when you bite that meat off that bone. A little bit of tug on it, just like that, okay? But that is absolutely perfect, guys. And I'm telling you, if you follow this video and do what you just saw Cooking with Pouncy do, I know that you won't be disappointed, guys, when you decide, if you do, to make these for yourself and your family. I had to do that, guys. I'm just telling you. Very flavorful, very tender. Certainly not too salty. Remember I talked about the sodium content earlier too? I like that barbecue rub that I bought from the store. I think I mentioned that to you guys as well. So these turned out just perfect, guys. Yours will too. Tune in to Cooking with Pouncy. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. If you like what you see, guys, please hit that like button. Tell me that you did. And if you have a mind to, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that, guys. And let me know what you think as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time, guys.